Alright guys, we just got done going over populating our custom session, saving the set as to our desktop, and collecting all and saving our files to that session. We also went over warping or transposing tracks, which is very important. If you've not watched that video, please go back and watch that. In this video, what we're going to do is go over cutting and pasting. We're going to edit our tracks a little more, and I'll show you how to do a fade, which is important to be able to do in case they're on the track they have a long trash can that sounds ridiculous, and we don't want to do it that long. So edit the tracks so they work for you. You don't work for the track. So here's where we'll start. We'll start with Look to the Sun. So in this song, there is a chorus or instrumental that is just sort of weird. And it just repeats, oh, we look to the sun, and then no words. And then, oh, we look to the sun, and then no words again. So what we did this week and what we'll continue to do on this song is once it gets to the two pre-choruses here in the song, we will take this instrumental out and we will do two choruses instead to keep everybody engaged, keep the song up. Again, make the tracks work for you, don't work for the tracks. So here is how we will delete things and add things. So first what we do is we go through the song and find what we want to delete. Oh, this is also super helpful for any songs like What a Beautiful Name that have a very long extended musical interlude, or even Broken Vessels. I mean, it's probably like a minute-long interlude. If we do not plan on doing those, this is how you take those out and make them work for our Sunday morning or whatever gathering you are doing. So what we'll do is we're going to take out this instrumental. So let's listen to it as is. So here's the pre-chorus. I'm going to take the click track out so it's not just clicking in our ears. So this is where it will break down.
Chorus.
So that does work well, obviously, for Hillsong because they wrote it that way. But in our experiences, it does not really work well for us. So we're going to take this instrumental out. And so we're going to scroll down to the bottom, click, and then we'll drag up. Make sure everything is highlighted there. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to Edit. Now, there's a few things that not Logic, Ableton does. One of them is called delete or duplicate. You can also duplicate or delete time. Now, if we just delete it, this is what we get. We get a blank space, which that doesn't help us. So we will undo that, or you can use your keyboard shortcut. So to delete, what we'll want to do to keep the flow of the song going is we will delete time. And what that will do, if you watch, it will delete the instrumental and bring the entire session over. So now it will go straight into the chorus. But there's one more thing that we'll need to do when we, oh, looky there. I missed a little bit of instrumental. I just want to make sure that that is also grabbed. Delete that. There we go. Now, it's going to flow straight to the chorus, but it will still say instrumental beforehand. So, listen.
Instrumental.
Instead of, we don't want it to say instrumental, we want it to say chorus. So we click over here on guide. This little arrow makes it go to a drop down. It kind of expands it out. And we want to pull this over, put our cursor over it, and pull it over. And now,
Chorus.
our guide is back on cue. Whenever you would make that change, you would just go ahead and save that change. So, but what we want to do here is we need 2 choruses. So what we want to do now is go down here to the bottom. I'm going to copy this chorus, highlight it all, go to edit. Now we want to duplicate time, because if we just duplicate it, what it will do is this. It'll paste over the instrumental. We don't want to do that. What we want to do is duplicate time, which is going to push the entire session back out to the right. And there we have it. And again, take your guide, adjust your guide, and drag it back over so you have chorus again. So now what it sounds like is this right here.
Chorus. Chorus.
Perfect. Now we just save that. Boom. And we have edited our track successfully. We have taken out what we don't want and added in what we do want. So now let's skip over here to the ending. I think there's a trash can, and let's just work with, I'll show you how to fade out.
Ending.
So there's a fairly long trash can there. So what we're going to do is we're going to fade that out. Easiest way to do that is to first group all of your tracks together. So what we'll do is we'll group any percussion, drums, or loops together. You're obviously not going to have drums in the track, but I add it with drums in just to get a good feel. So what we'll do is we will select which ones we want. Thankfully all of them are up here that we want in the first one. And you select it, then hit Shift, select the last one you want, and we will hit Command G. That groups them all. Highlight that, hit Command R, and we will name it Loop Perk. Close that up. For guitars, we will choose AG stands for acoustic, and EG stands for electric. Since there's a dulcimer in the way, I'm just going to move that up here. You can just click and drag. I'll choose AG, go to my last one, Shift, click, Command G, click Command R for rename, guitars. For any keys or strings items, we keep those all together. We don't usually use strings on Sundays because we never have strings players. So it just looks kind of weird if there's this huge orchestra or a stringed, like a violin or a cello. So again, same thing. Select them all, Command G, R, keys. You won't ever probably use vocals on a Sunday morning, also because we have fantastic vocalists and we don't need them. It's also super weird to have background vocals on a track. But just for now, we'll put them together. What we use as what we call special is effects, bass, and synth bass. We don't often need bass unless one of our bass players decides to melt his hand on a fryer at work. And then sometimes we have to track the bass. So we choose these three, group, rename, special. We'll put them in a certain order later. But for now, we're just going to do this. So we'll go through our perk. And we'll see, okay, drums are here. It's fading out there. So what we're going to do is we can go to mixer here, speaker on, go to track volume. Sometimes this works for the whole lot of the group. Make 2 points here and then a third one. And you just do that by clicking one time. You get on the red line and click where you want your points to be. Now you can take this point in the middle, drag it down where you want the fade to happen. Sorry, let's make 4 points. This one over here. Good. Let's see if that worked. If not, I'll show you how to do it the other way. That worked because there's no more drums. All right, so now we close up that group. We can go down to guitars, same thing, mixer, track volume, make the same 4 points or just 4 points, and you can drag them anywhere you want. If you want to see where your other ones are to match the same fade, you can do that there. So let's try it again. Now our guitars are faded. And let's do it with keys, and we'll do it with special as well. So keys, mixer, track volume. And let's go ahead and hit special as well. Track volume. Blockety blockety block. Now we hit our ending. Lo and behold, we have faded out quickly on the track. And in real life, we are fading out longer than that. We're crashing out longer. So it does not sound weird. And that is how you fade, how you cut, how you group, and how you paste. Remember, after you make any edits, to always save your changes. Command, save.